Hey Johan. My name is Phil Vakander and I'm here with Johan Agrell, restaurateur and owner of some of the leading restaurants in Stockholm. But Johan is not only a restaurateur but also an avid collector of contemporary art. So Johan, I'm very curious to learn about how it came about that you started to collect art and how long ago you've been a collector.
I'm not sure I can fill the shoes of a collector, but I bought a piece when I was like 19 years old, I think, and it was a local artist in the village I grew up in, and it cost 3,000 Swedish kronor, but I saw it and I loved it, and I by the time I didn't understand at all that it was actually her trying to make something that looked like Liechtenstein. I learned that much later when starting to read more about art, and so that's my first piece. And then when you have restaurants, you have much greater opportunity to buy art in a more free way because you have more walls to fill and you have different walls to fill, and you can be more open. It doesn't have to be something you wake up to every day. It can be something that, it fits on that wall because that wall is 1 by 1, or it's so many reasons to buy art. And I guess that's what actually started something you can call a collection or a collecting.
But so your collection consists both of pieces that you have at home, but also pieces that you showcase in your restaurants.
Yeah.
And is there a difference when you choose something for your home and when you choose something to be shown in public?
I'm not sure. Might be because when I buy things now, I get interested in a piece of art. I'm not sure where it's going to be, because as with my restaurant, I need to have it. I need to feel it. I need to hang it and see. That's how we do with food and wine and people and clothes and everything in our restaurant. We're very open. We're not very conceptual. We're trying to change by what feels right. So I often buy something, I take it to the restaurant if I think it's going to be there, and then I say, no, it doesn't work here. Maybe I bring it home, doesn't work at home. Maybe my girlfriend hates it. It's so many reasons to move and to change and to... also just the feeling of, we need change. And then you rehang or you move, and then all of a sudden it's something that you weren't 100% with is perfect, or... So and then of course also, as I said, like, okay, we need something here, and then you go and search, which is something I don't like as much. I want it to be very organic and you just stumble into something. I guess that's when I feel the most free and happy about something.
It sounds like a very intuitive process.
100%.
But do you have favorite galleries, favorite art markets, art fairs that you go to?
It's more when people suggest you something, or you read about something. But I mean, I couldn't call it favorite galleries in that way. I have favorite galleries to go to, and when you travel, because I think historically I went much more to galleries when I was traveling because you have more time. When you're here and you're working, it's not that often that let's go to a gallery, because my day is filled with trying to put out fires in the restaurant. So I mean, but there is also art which is often not reachable because it's so expensive, or it's too high of a level for financially. But in Stockholm there is several really good ones like Nordenhaken, Stanisland Berlin, and really, and very open and very interesting and changing. I like it a lot, and they come to my restaurants and I go to their galleries, which also gives a nice exchange.
It sounds like there's a communication or dialogue between the food and the restaurant industry and the art world, which of course makes sense because art and food are also part of someone's everyday life.
Yeah, I think I guess historically what happened is that restaurateurs and artists and gallerists has a kind of the same way of living because it's on other hours than 9-to-5 workers. I mean, it goes on with Picasso paying for food with his paintings in Barcelona. And I mean, it has a great history of Stuttgart, but and then if we can come into the subject of food being art, and I don't know, that's a tougher one.
Yes, I'm from. I normally work in fashion, and that's also an ongoing discussion if fashion can be art or if not. But in the end, I think who cares? Because I think today it's so fluid and things overlap that it doesn't always make sense to try to put things into boxes. But how often do you buy art? Do you have like a schedule, or is it more organic?
No, it's much more organic. I mean, my girlfriend claims I could actually open a gallery. There's too much things at home that just stacked somewhere. But no, it's when you see something and you happen to have some money. But for the restaurants, it's of course opening a restaurant needs a little bit. So it depends on the walls, free. So, but no, there is no schedule. It's very if I have the time to go to the gallery, find something I like, it's possible to buy, I'll try to buy it. But it's not that often. It's not. I don't know. It's not the regular thing I do. That like, oh, I was out buying art again. I claim, obviously, other claims different schedule.
But I'm curious about that because you mentioned a few times that it's when you see something, it's when you find something. Do you always know immediately that this is a work of art that fascinates you and that you want to have a relationship with?
I think there is like with people, there is something that for the most cases, something that attracts you, and then that can change or it can grow, and and then it maybe can pass because you find something that is very irritating with this art or this person who made it or with this person you meet. I mean, that's how relationships with things like restaurants or art or people kind of grow. But yeah, I think for the most time it's something that you find directly, more visually, for me, than I hear a story about somebody did this or somebody have this idea of, But that can also, it's been the case, like so you hear about something and it grows for you. You hear about the concept or the context and it grows on you. But for me, for the most of the time, it's something very attractive that you see and you feel, and then you start to kind of explore it.
So it needs to be a piece that makes you react, that makes you think or makes you feel something.
Yeah, if feeling beauty can be, if that's included in that, yeah, sure.
I think definitely can be a feeling.
Yeah.
But also then it sounds like it's about art enhancing the everyday life, art adding another quality or dimension to your life.
Yeah, it's making it more bearable.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, no, but of course it's. I don't know. I come from a family who are very, very logical, very pragmatic. It was more about surviving than. But then in the small things, they always took care of small things. Dinner was always super important. But I couldn't say art was there really. They like beautiful things, but not ever in that way. So for me, art has become, and art in a very big spectra has become like how it's not just living. It's also, it's not just surviving. It's actually making living great.
What was the last piece that you bought?
The last piece that I bought, I think it was at Steinsland, Berlin. It was the Leo Park.
And when was this?
It's 3 months ago or something. It was too big to get in car, so it ended up in the restaurant, which is next to the gallery.
Oh, perfect.
So I thought I could take it in the car and bring it home, but I couldn't. So now it's at one of the restaurants, yeah.
Mm. And then is it like when you've placed a piece of art, it stays in that place, or will it then have a life of its own?
It's already changed twice. Yeah. Like, oh, this is the wall. I think I have a wall and it's good, but and then you move it and it's even better there with this company of these things, and I think it will move again. Hopefully, it's some things, of course. You find the perfect spot straight away, and then it stays. But I like to rehang it.
So the collection isn't static, but there's also a life after the purchase, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, my collection, it's not... I hope it's going to be like this, that I have pieces that moves from my home to there, and, and when you have bigger... If ever you have a hotel or so, it's so easy to, move things around and buy season, and also, I don't know, find a way to connect with the gallerist even more, with like collaboration. We had like a few tiny ones that somebody hang a few things in the restaurant for a short amount of time, but I've been thinking a lot about this and would like to do it even more, to give up the space to somebody that wants to use it.
Do you know, or have you heard any reactions from the guests at your restaurants, how they feel about the art?
Yeah, surprisingly. I mean, I thought, because I never thought that, you're pretty egocentric, and you do your restaurant and you want everybody to compliment you for the food and the service and the wine. But then when people asks a lot about the art, I never had that idea that because that was not what I did. It's not I show this piece of art for somebody. It's more, I like this. It's beautiful. It makes my restaurant beautiful. But it's more like, if I have a jacket, I don't want. I mean, it's nice, but I think more about I want to be received as a nice person, not as with a nice jacket. But when they start to say like, what's that? I had to make a program for my staff that so they know they can answer this question, because nobody knew in the beginning, because only me hanging things there, and they're like, beautiful. And then, but now we have always written down who made it.
So it's almost like your restaurants are places of art education as well.
That's taking it a bit too far, but
I tried.
Yeah. Well done.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Johan, for joining us here, and good luck with your future purchases.
Well, thank you.